Time for the glasses on, I think. This is a civilized affair, but a loud one. Good evening, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight I caught the brand new film from director Christopher Nolan. This one is called Oppenheimer. It stars Cillian Murphy as Robert J. Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb. Yes, this bloke was smart enough to put all the bits and pieces together, work with other physicists and scientists to create this massive weapon during something called the Manhattan Project, which came about when the American government was starting to get really worried that Hitler was starting to use chemical warfare, and therefore they created the ultimate weapon to match that. And then when they found out the Russians were getting involved, they also wanted to get ahead of the front foot, and then Hiroshima happened and all the bits and pieces. So this film really does take place in many different time periods, sort of before everything happened, the journey from Oppenheimer from a young student through to being a very distinguished scientist, through the court case that then proceeded to sort of put the finger on who did what, and who traded secrets with who, and communism and all that jazz, and court cases around the government officials and all that around it as well. Then you've got Robert Downey Jr., you've got Florence Pugh in here, you've got Emily Blunt, you've got Matt Damon. I mean, you've got so many people in this film. It is huge. It's like a buffet of superstars. But the good thing about this, though, is it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a documentary. It kind of feels like some of these people are just kind of in the background, just hanging out, and you don't even recognize them until they sort of feature in the screen, in the frame. And what a big frame it is. This film was only made for, I think it was about $100 million, this film. When I say only, $100 million is still a lot of chump change, but it was all practical effects in this film. There was no CG. Christopher Nolan wanted to do everything in camera, which is a real credit to him as a filmmaker, shooting on IMAX, so you've got massive scope. Amazing color palette in this film. It looks phenomenal. The acting is amazing. Robert Downey Jr., if you do not get a Best Supporting Actor nomination at the Academies, it's going to be a very sad day. And Cillian Murphy, wow, what a performance from this figure that really a lot of people, it's a story that a lot of people, I suppose, don't, especially in Australia, don't really reflect on, and a part of history that is very, very important, not only for the mistakes that were made back then, but for a future warning for chemical warfare moving forward. This is a very poignant tale. Goes for 3 hours. It does skip along for the first two. It does drag for about half an hour or so, and then it really punches home. The editing in this film is really, really quick, fast-paced. Everything feels like it's a trailer in this film. It feels like the longest 3-hour trailer I've ever watched. But it is very well edited. The score from Ludwig Göransson, I think it is really punchy. It does have a lot of Hans Zimmer in the background, and the violin is used very heavily in this film. So the sound mix is better than it was in Tenet. I saw this in a relatively small cinema tonight, but a really good one. The sound was great, and I was pretty much enthralled for the entire runtime of this film. So it is a big watch, but it's a really informative watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a great looking film, and Christopher Nolan once again has ticked a big important film off his checklist, and it is this one called Oppenheimer. And for me, it gets 8.5 out of 10. It's a great looking film, and definitely need to see it up on the big screen. Don't wait till the streaming service. It will not feel the same way. Go and catch Oppenheimer at the cinemas. All right, I'm off to go and explode into having a big sleep. All right, good night, everyone.